Okay, it's day 3, and today I promised you we would talk about food. However, I feel it's important to cover a couple of little things about the detox, since that is part 1. Obviously, we have the detox education series in the guide section, so if you have questions about the ingredients, you have questions about what to expect, you have questions about how to take things, all of that is in those detox videos, so I don't want to spend a tremendous amount of time. But if all you got was the detox, then you will have this box, which says detox box on this side, and it has a little picture of your digestive tract on this side, and you'll have this cleanse jelly, okay? So what you are going to do is, for the first 5 days, you're gonna do both of these things. You will open up a cleanse jelly as soon as you wake up in the morning and eat it. It's kind of like a slimy texture, kind of a cross between a gummy worm and baby food. The best way I can describe it. It's maybe 2 bites. I have a video where I show me eating one and kind of slurp it down. Anyway, then you are going to take your morning detox box, the one with the sun on it, right? And then at night, you're going to take the one with the moon on it. We really dummy proof this stuff for you. The only other thing you need to remember is to stay hydrated. And remember, I talk about this a bazillion times a day, water isn't hydrating. Water has nothing to do with hydration. What matters in hydration is how much water is in your cells, and what determines how much water is in your cells is the amount of electrolytes you consume. So if you want to stay hydrated, you are going to make sure that you get 2 to 3 servings of electrolytes per day. Now, that can be using the Hydrate, which is the easiest way to do that. If you're already using an outside supplement company, an outside electrolyte company, the only ones we approve are Salty and LMNT. That's it. All the other ones have added crap we don't like. If you are making your own, we have a recipe that explains exactly how to do that. 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of magnesium citrate, 1/4 teaspoon of potassium, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we have a list of approved salts. We have links to every single one of those products. Real easy to do. It's in my link tree. You can also talk to your coach about it, and they'll send you the links, as well as the recipe. Or you can do a combination of both. So that's something you need to discuss with whomever you're working with on the team to make sure you're getting enough electrolytes. If you have questions beyond that, reach out to your Bedrock team member, okay? That's all I want to say about that. So now let's talk about choosing your way of eating. If you look in your handout and you go to the page on way of eating, we talk about which ones to how to choose based on what you want, right? So if you're eating a standard American diet and you're coming to this and this is your first introduction to eating ancestrally, then you're going to do the paleo way of eating. It's simple, it's the least restrictive, you don't have to count macros. Very key concepts: avoid grains, avoid legumes, avoid dairy, avoid processed foods, avoid sugar, avoid seed oils. Boom. Eat meats and fish, vegetables and fruits, nuts and seeds, and berries. Easy peasy, right? Very easy. That's your step 1. If you are already eating keto or you're already eating carnivore, you're going to stick with that. But if you're eating dirty keto or you're eating dirty carnivore, you're going to clean that up and you're going to do a real keto, carnivore, or animal-based, right? Animal-based is a cross between paleo and carnivore, not necessarily between keto and carnivore, right? It is choosing the least toxic fruits and vegetables to reintroduce that you are least likely to have an inflammatory or leaky gut response to. Okay, if you have questions about that, again, reach out to your coach. Inside Bedrock Nation Private Client Group, there is a guides section. In that guides section, you will find the detox box guide that will walk you through that. But you will also find the way of eating guides. Guide 2 talks about what ancestral nutrition is. What are the key points and the key things that all 3 of those dietary programs and every variation of them must avoid, and why. Then you go to guide 10, which is the paleo way of eating. All of your meal plans, shopping guides, recipe ideas, all of that is located there. Guide 11 is the keto way of eating guide, same. And guide 13 is the carnivore / animal-based way of eating. It's going to cover animal-based. If you want to lean more carnivore, you do that. It's not rocket science. So let's talk a little bit about what your DNA says, because some of you have already done your DNA testing with us and you have those results. So if your DNA test says that you have a high sensitivity to carbohydrates, then you're going to lean towards keto or carnivore. If you have a high sensitivity towards fats, you're going to lean towards carnivore or paleo. Okay. If you have a medium sensitivity for carbs and a low sensitivity for fats, you're going to go with the animal-based or the keto. If you have a low sensitivity for carbohydrates and a medium sensitivity or a high sensitivity to fats, you're going to go with paleo. I think I covered everything there. And if you still have questions, that's a conversation you have, or an email you send, or a message you send to your Bedrock team member so that they can help you clarify. Once you've identified what your way of eating is, drop it in the comments so that we know that you're caught up, okay? And use those guides. I am going to say here, I really want you guys to get used to using this group. It's really important that you use this group, that you know how to navigate it, that you find the things that you need. So if you have trouble navigating this group, you need to reach out to your team member and let them know so that they can walk you through it, whether they do an online tutorial, whether you watch the video where Julie goes over how to use the group, how do you use the search feature, how do you find the guides section. Once you know where that is, the whole world unlocks for you. We've spent years accumulating the information you need and creating literally a textbook for you to create that education. So the answers to every question are already here. You just have to know how to find them. That's your responsibility. If you look and you have trouble, that's where your coach can help you by tagging you in the right videos, the right guides, the right posts, so that you can read that yourself. The reason we created the guide section and we've archived all of these documents and all of these posts over the years is so that when you have a question, you come to the group first. Because one, I get tired of repeating the same thing 35,000 times a day. It's there so that everyone can access it. Learn to utilize it. Number two, because we're seeing clients, we're talking to you, we're giving you that one-on-one time. If you need an immediate answer, the archive is where you're going to go because everything is there. So you can have instantaneous answers to your questions without having to wait for an appointment or someone to get back to you. Number three, most of you have the same questions as other people. So when you can't find an answer to something, ask it in the group. Create a new question, because that's how you're going to help other people. Remember that this is a community, and it's a community for a reason. People are most successful when they are part of a community. When you try and do something alone, you increase exponentially your chances of failure, because success requires a supportive environment, like minds, and people to be your cheerleader even when things get tough. So I'm asking you to put your ego aside and start becoming vulnerable in this group. Comment on every post in this challenge. Ask questions. Be out there. That's how you're going to have success, because that's how you're going to get your questions answered. You're not going to feel alone, and you're going to have all of this support. There are 650 people in this group waiting to be your support system. This is even more important if you're not getting the support at home. If people think you're crazy, if people are telling you that this is a bad idea or you're going to fail, those people, and I talk about this in the Keto Masterclass, we have an entire section where I talk about sabotage at home. This is a real issue, And you have to be able to put those people out of your mind. And the best way to do that is to create a community where you're getting that support. And that's what Bedrock is all about. In the 16 or 17 years I've been doing what I've been doing, we have created systems to help you not have obstacles, because those obstacles, especially when faced alone, become things that cause you to derail, whether it's you give up or you make a mistake and then you don't know where to start, or you're overwhelmed. This is why using the 90-day roadmap becomes so important, because not only does it provide you structure in this, it provides you structure in all areas of your life, which leads to success in all areas of your life. Number two, it provides you community and support and accountability. So if you don't want to let down the other people that are participating in this. You don't want to let down your coach. You don't want to let me down. I always tell people, my favorite thing is when people call me and tell me that they were going to make a bad choice and they heard my voice. It's like my children. My favorite thing as a mother to hear is that my kids were going to make a bad choice and they're like, oh my God, Mom, I heard your voice and I knew that I was not going to do that. That is the big picture. Like that's just like overwhelming pride for me. So yes, I want you to be concerned about letting me down, letting your coach down, letting the rest of your Bedrock tribe down. This is your family, right? We're all pulling for you. And when you fall, we're here to pick you back up so that that's not the end of the road for you. Everybody needs that community. Okay, so don't give up before you start, and don't sit on the sidelines and watch other people succeed. I want you to be present. I am so proud of all of you who have posted your intention, who have posted your why, who have posted your choices. Thank you for putting yourselves out there. You're the people that are guaranteed success, right? Because you're putting in the effort, and that's awesome. So congratulate yourself, congratulate each other. Like that's a big deal. I can't stress enough how important your participation is and how much it means when you take ownership for those things. So you finding your own answers, you asking questions, those are all elements of you owning this process for yourself. And that is what leads to success, right? So keep that in mind. Enjoy the process. Stick with us. Check out the guide section every night to see if you've missed something, and add your comments, your questions. Congratulate other people. Interact with these people. Again, this is your tribe for a reason. This is the best environment for you to be in. Take advantage of it. We can't wait to help you get to the other side. And if at the end of 90 days, you see your success, you're going to want to do more. You're going to be 100% in on this transformation being long-term, right? So the last thing I want to talk about is why it's 90 days. Because from day 1 to day 21, your body's adjusting. So I always tell people, expect you might feel worse in the first 2 to 3 weeks. That's okay. You also might have bowel changes. You could poop more, you could poop less, you could have constipation, you could have diarrhea, you could poop not at all. Those are temporary. That's your body fixing itself, trying to learn how to digest again. Okay? That's okay. If it lasts longer than 21 days, then we need to address it. But you're putting in the steps it takes to correct those things long term. So let your body adjust and tweak that first 30 days. That first 30 days is you setting up a new system, allowing your body to catch up and really teach it how to correct the damage you have caused leading up to this. Okay? And then days 31 to 60 are about solidifying the structure and the routine and the habits. So from day 1 to day 30, your body's learning how to do what it was always designed to do, but you stopped it from doing. Give it a break. Give it some grace and get out of its way. Days 31 to 60 are about you creating new structures, getting out of here, fixing your life, being able to create a pattern that is sustainable, and allowing your body to trust you that you're not going back to how you used to be, and it can actually begin the work of fixing itself. Days 61 to 90 are about healing. This is when your body says, okay, she's not going to change on me. She's not going to take away this nutritious food. She's not going to change things up. Now I can start the hard work of getting better. Okay. And so by day 91, you are going to notice a difference. Sometimes that's weight loss. Sometimes that's better blood pressure. Sometimes that's less stress and anxiety. Sometimes that's better sleep. I don't know what it's going to be, because your body is going to fix itself in the order it needs to fix itself. You don't get to choose what happens first, but you will see improvements. So what is going to happen then is that at the end of 90 days, you reassess. And at the end of that 90 days, you're able to now decide, where does my attention need to go? What do I tweak? How do I do this? And that's why we meet every 90 days to reassess and readdress, continuing to allow your nutrition program to evolve to meet your needs in real time. Okay. That's what makes this different. That is why after 17 years, we have more clients that have stayed our clients for life than anyone I know. And why after 17 years, we have more success, more sustainability, higher rates of success than any of the 4,500 other practitioners I've consulted for and worked with over the last 20 years. Because you have customization, accountability, structure, and community. That's what makes this different. That's what makes this lasting change. And the things you've tried in the past, the dieting and the winging it on your own and the guessing instead of knowing, didn't work. This is where lasting change happens. So congratulations for being part of this. Congratulations for participating. And congratulations for investing in yourself and taking ownership of the process. I cannot wait to see where all of you are in 90 days.